Groove Terminator live in the Boiler Room here at the Sydney Big Day Out 2002 as we're joined by the headline act of this year's tour. You can see them tonight in Sydney at the Big Day Out or in Melbourne, Adelaide or Perth. They are called the Prodigy, and joining us Liam, Keith, Maxim, and up the end a sad and empty die where once would have sat a young man by the name of Leroy. Leroy has since left the group, and Leroy aside, it must be very satisfying to be here on your third Big Day Out. Don't look at the TV, Keith. It'll freak you out. You began life in the Boiler Room here on the Big Day Out. You've tasted the main stage, and on this tour you're back to headline it. It must be a very satisfying affair to be in Australia for this tour.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the Gold Coast gig was like one of our best gigs that we've done for a long time. You know, we haven't done much work, but I mean, we felt like we were firing like we used to, and we've got like a lot of confidence in the live act and the people. You know, it all sort of seems to be nice and tight and working as it always has. You know, good crowds. We get the sun, and everyone back home doesn't, so it's all good.
It's a bit of danger at the Auckland show when System of a Down were playing. Of course, trouble with the barricades, which meant that the order of the bands got mixed up. New Order ended up headlining, and I believe you went to their hotel room and smashed it to bits after the show. Is this true at all?
Yeah, we just got all their shit, chucked it out, and just trashed up the place.
Well, I think a lot of people, they just went home. They went, well, Prodigy, they're headlining, there's no one else on, and then lo and behold, there was New Order. Did you have words to them at all?
No, we respect all other bands, you know. It's like, there's no point in getting into band warfare, you know. It's just like, but I've got to say, System are the best. System are, they rock. I went and saw their show. Yeah, they rock big time.
They're a very sensational band now.
I like the Peaches.
You've seen Peaches?
Yeah, no, I like the Peaches last night. I went and checked them at the Metro.
Sucking on my titties like you know you wanted to.
Yeah, you know.
And Kiss the Pain Away, of course. You've got to see Peaches if you can live on stage. The giving birth to a guitar, the strap-on, blood-stained action. It's sensational. Is there anyone here that you're kind of mates with? Do you know any of the other bands on the bill? Basement Jacks, perhaps?
I mean, there's two other bands on XL here, so you got Basement Jacks and White Stripes, but I haven't really met many bands on this bill, but there's a few good bands.
I've had a good little chat with them, you know. Cool guys. Still haven't seen them play yet, but Melbourne, we'll see them in Melbourne.
Maxim. So I saw them play last night. They have the most incredible crowd response, kind of, you know, lots of people try their hands in the air. Doesn't work for a lot of people, but Jurassic 5, it works sensationally well. And with rap in mind, the guy we just saw there on our screens, Groove Terminator, he had a single recently featuring the vocals of one Cool Keith. And that seems to have been a very popular thing over the last few years. You used it was it Diesel Power on Fat of the Land?
Yeah, he vocaled on Diesel Power, but that was like, I've been a fan for Cool Keith Ultramagnetic for like, 15 years, do you know what I mean? It was like, that's what I was into, and all these people sort of jumping on the bandwagon, fuck that, I don't know what it's all about. People should like think about their own thing, do you know what I mean? All that guy did was brought some vocals off of, like he told me, do you know what I mean? I actually did a chat with the guy. It's not about just sampling vocals, do you know what I mean?
It's not about like the flavour of the month type of things, you know what I mean? It's about inspiration, who inspired you, going back to who inspired you. That's what Liam's done, do you know? People he's been into, and digging up things what you've been into, and bringing them to the future, turning them around and making good use of them, do you know what I mean? It's not about, oh yeah, this is happening this month, or this is happening, and yeah, let's do that. So,
well, it's nice that you've supplied an income for him. Everyone going, oh, that's good. Yeah, we'll get that guy.
Yeah, he's driving around in Bentleys and everything now,
Who are your inspirations as MCs and producers for yourself, Liam?
I mean, for myself, producers. Do you know what I mean? I have to respect Dr. Dre, what he's doing at the moment. Do you know?
Neptunes.
Neptunes.
All the best production and best street music, I think, comes out of New York sort of R&B sort of scene at the moment. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think. But
you talk about jumping on the bandwagon. Britney Spears using the Neptunes for her latest track, "Slave for You," and didn't seem to work for her at all.
It's a good instrumental.
Yeah. I think it's a good track. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe the. I don't know. I don't know what to say. What do you say? Do you know what I mean? If a track's good, it's good, isn't it? It doesn't matter who's singing it.
You can't fool the general public. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, exactly. You can't fool. You can't buy skills, man.
Can't buy skills, that's true.
You can buy skates.
You can buy skates. That is true. In fact, we have a complimentary pair of skates to give you. Can we get a shot of your shoes here? Are you receiving complimentary shoes, or you're on the hunt for new shoes while you're in Australia?
We don't do complimentary.
No complimentary.
We don't do complimentary.
I bought these today. They're really comfortable.
Well, I think, you know, the fellas at Converse there, I think you should be getting on the phone. Prodigy, they're like a whole new box set. Remember years ago, Airwalk used to hand out the free shoes?
Yeah, not anymore.
Never get them in my size, so... Now, very quickly, before we take a look at some more music, there's a bit of an old issue for you. You're probably sick of talking about it, but the Beastie Boys, I remember they requested you not to perform your song Smack My Bitch Up, and you, in fact, of course, sampled their song... oh my God, it's a funky shit.
Root Down.
A Root Down, yeah. That must be strange to kind of be paying for a sample and then have them turn around and say, trying to censor what you play.
Listen, the thing is with that shit, it's like we don't give a fuck, because all the people that moan about it, Americans, always Americans. There's never anywhere across the world, you know, no one else has a problem with what we do, you know. I got a phone call from that guy, he rung me up at home, you know, and that's an invasion of my privacy, do you know what I mean, in my house. He got my number and rung me up. And if he thinks we weren't going to play that track just because of his, you know, fucking...
Buddhism vibe.
yeah, his stance, then, you know, that's exactly what we won't do, do you know what I mean? It's annoyed me.
It fuels our fire, you know what I mean? That's what we don't go out to create that sort of hype or whatever, but people create it for us, so that's cool, you know, and that fuels us. You know, we're about fucking people off, you know, that's the punk attitude, you know, and so it's good.
If someone, you know, we do what we want to do, you know?
I think the Beastie Boys, anyway, they've lost what they're about. Do you know what I mean? If you look at their album like 15 years ago, you know, Licensed to Ill, what was the lyrical content? And Smack My Bitch Up wasn't even about that. It was about fucking that. Do you know what I mean?
You know, they were the rawest, weren't they? Talking about dicks and everything. Do you know what I
And
mean?
the women in cages and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's crazy shenanigans.
But I still like them. Still love the Beastie Boys. Do you know
I think
what
you need to change your number, Liam. I think Madonna rang you at home as well in the middle of the night. It's your old number's obviously scrawled up somewhere backstage. Good time, call Liam.
Toilet somewhere.
Dangerous. Well, I look forward to seeing you tonight and in Melbourne and Adelaide in Perth. And I look forward to your record. Don't mention the war. This is a Prodigy right now. One of their greatest songs. It's Keith on the train tracks, being quite insane. Thanks for talking to us, Liam, Keith and Maxim. The Prodigy, headlining the big day out. This is a fire starter.